In this video, we'll look at creating expense claims using the Expensify app. The first thing you'll need to do is head over to the App Store and download the Expensify app onto your phone. Once you've got the app loaded up, you can start taking pictures of your receipts. So I'm going to launch the Expensify app. When the app opens up, to take your first picture, just hit that green camera button down at the bottom of the screen. It'll open your phone's camera. Line up your receipt, just make sure it's nice and clear, snap a picture of it. It'll prompt you to enter a little bit of information now, which saves time in the long run. So the first thing you'll want to do, select your category. Expensify will try to categorize it for you, but if you want to make sure that it's put in the right category or charged to the right departmental expense account, you'll want to select that now. To do that, just tap on it, and then you can scroll through your list of all the categories that are available to you. And Expensify also saves your recent selections to make it a little easier. I'm going to choose travel. Next thing you want to do is put a comment in. The comment provides a little bit more information about why you're claiming this as an expense. So I'm just going to put car wash on company vehicle. So that way, whoever's reviewing my expense claim knows why I'm claiming this car wash as an expense. The next section's down. You'll want to leave report as automatic. That way the expense claim is actually created for you automatically. So once you submit this expense, you don't have to create a new expense claim and make sure this receipt gets on it. This will just be added to your open expense claim. Billable, you can leave turned off as long as you're not billing this expense back to a client. And then reimbursable, you'll want to make sure that's checked on or left on so that you get reimbursed for this expense. So once you've got all this information entered in, you can hit save. And Expensify takes a second to upload the picture, and now it's in the smart scanning phase. So Expensify takes about 5 minutes to extract the information from the receipt. And once it's done, you'll have all the information off the receipt ready to go. While we're waiting for that, there's a few other ways that you can add expenses in. So if you're using your own personal car and you're claiming mileage for a trip, you can hit the plus button in the upper right-hand corner on this expense tab, and then add in a distance. So you've got 3 options for adding in distance. You can choose distance and just add in the distance that you drove. The second option is your odometer reading. So you take your starting odometer and your ending odometer, and Expensify will calculate the difference. Or the third option is to use your phone's GPS and just track your trip. All 3 will create a bill or an expense in your expense claim to be reimbursed at the kilometer rate which your company is reimbursing you at. You can add receipts that you've received by email by forwarding them to receipts@expensify.com, and Expensify will automatically add them to your expense claim. So as you can see, I no longer have a receipt that's in the smart scanning phase, and my receipt, which is the one way down at the very bottom, the Rocky Mountain Esso and Car Wash, now has data that's been extracted from it. So I'm now ready to make sure that this is added correctly on my expense claim. To do that, I'm going to hop over to the expense claim tab, which is the page icon to the right of the green camera button at the bottom of the screen. So if I click that, I've got 3 expense claims here, 2 which are showing as reimbursed and 1 that's open. The one that's open is the one where all my new receipts that I'm adding in will automatically be added to, and now I can click in to view the actual receipts. So here's my Rocky Mountain Esso and Car Wash receipt for $5. If I have other receipts that I'm adding in, as I add them in through Expensify, they'll automatically be added here. So it's a good idea before you submit your expense claim through to your supervisor to review each receipt just to make sure the information is accurate. So to do that, click into the item and give it a once over just to make sure things are good. Note that you may have to update the tax rate to match the tax rate that you're actually charged. You can check out your receipt by clicking on the picture of the receipt. So you can see here, I was charged GST, so my tax rate here is correct and the tax amount matches. If I need to make a change, just tap on the tax rate itself and you can choose whichever tax rate is applicable. So everything's good to go here. I'm going to hit save. Now my expense claim is ready to be submitted to my supervisor. So I'll hit the next button up at the top of the screen. And it automatically queues it up to go to my supervisor for his approval. So I'm just going to attach a PDF so that he has that file, and then I'm going to hit submit. So now my expense claim has been submitted for approval. My supervisor will review it and approve it, and then I'll be reimbursed.